What is going on, good people of YouTube? I am trying to place my mic properly so I don't feel like I'm yelling into this damn thing. Good morning. Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another day. It is me, Chavez. I am back. You are back together. We are back for a new day, a new week, a new slate of games, new wins, new turds, new everything. As always, I hope this stream finds you all doing well and in good spirits. I'll hit up the chat here in just a second, but if you're new to the stream, well, even if you are not new to the stream, hit that like button on your way in. But if you're new to the stream, we talk player props here on the channel. We go through Q&A, your questions, my answers through props.cash. We use all the tools there to break things down. We talk about our plays of the day. We can dig up plays on whatever pick'em site you're looking at, even sports books. If you have a play on a sports book, throw it in the chat. We go over our turds of the day. So turds of the day are just plays that sold, our slips that didn't hit the night before. We want to vent and get it off our chest, and we just chop it up. We have a good time for about an hour or so. So that's pretty much the layout. There's your table of contents right there. All right. Hope everybody's weekend was great. Hope your St. Patrick's Day was great. If that's your thing, if that's what you celebrate, hope it was fun. Hope you had a good time. We move on to a new week, though. March 18th, 2024, halfway through the month, not more than halfway through the month. This year is flying by. It's crazy. I just still feel like last week we were bringing in the new year, but we are not bringing in the new year anymore. We're about 3 months into the month, to the year. So as we start off every live stream, hashtag blessed. If you didn't know, you're about to know that over 10% of the US population dies in their sleep. I don't know what they die of. Natural causes, something more heinous. Nonetheless, they don't wake up. You woke up. So you're on the other side of that 10%. So you are off to a good day. Hashtag blessed. What you choose to do with your day is 100% up to you. But at least you were given this day. So I think that's a fun way to start shit off. It only goes up from here. That's the most morbid we'll be all stream. So it only gets more cheerful and energetic from here. Speaking of cheerful and energetic, turds of the day, turds of the weekend. We had a stream on Saturday. We didn't do any streams on Sunday. We typically don't do streams on Sundays, but we had a couple turds yesterday. I'm sure you all want to talk about in the form of promo turds. We can definitely talk about that here for a second before we move into injury news and plays of the day. What is going on, TFG ATM? What does TFG stand for? Says good morning, chat. Hope your bet's been hitting. Wiggins over PRA, Curry over assist. Absolutely. Ink, what is going on? Good morning. Ruben, good morning. Ruben has been on a roll. Ruben and Damian have been racking up wins like I was trying to think of something fun. They've been racking up wins like criminals been racking up sins, man. They have been racking up wins left and right. What's going on, Ruben? Reggie, what is going on? 6-0. Ryan, good morning to you. Hessup, what is going on? Good morning. Paris Black, what is going on? Maurice, what is going on? Good morning to every one of you in the chat. The Frosty Lucky Charm brought some money. Yeah, hey, how fitting is that? If you had a great day yesterday, isn't that the whole, like, one of the themes around St. Patrick's Day? Leprechaun, rainbow, pot of gold, all that stuff. Did y'all find y'all's pot of gold yesterday, or was it a pot of shit? What was on the other side of that rainbow for everybody? Oh, DF the God, what's going on? Good morning. Durant, turd of the day. Yeah, 11 points yesterday. Wasn't he a promo on underdog? Man, I picked the wrong one on underdog. You had Jokic, you had Banchero, you had Durant, and there was a fourth one. I can't remember who it was. I chose Jokic points on underdog at 21.5. I should have went with Banchero. He had a monster game. When I saw the promo on PrizePicks, they were running it for 23.5. I was like, I'm not touching that shit. It's higher than the one on underdog. Like, why would I touch that one? No way. He didn't hit any of them. So yeah, he Jokic was a turd for me. Kevin Durant was a turd for DF. What's going on, John Sams? Hey, appreciate that. Thank you so much. DeJounte discount barely cashed with last 2 free throws. Hey, I went to sleep yesterday. I was so tired, and I get up pretty early in the morning. Even on Sundays, I'm up at 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m. So I ain't gonna lie. By the time that late game comes on, I'm like, I'm in bed. I went to bed thinking, you know, my slips are crap because a lot of them had the promo in there. And I was very happy to wake up this morning and see that he barely went over. I'll take that shit all day long. That was a nice way to wake up. What's going on, Ryan Davis? Rozier was the only promo that hit, right? Rozier goes over his 15.5. Jokic does not go over his line. And who was the other one? Oh, Murray. Yeah, Murray actually did go over. So not terrible. I thought Rozier was in a really good spot yesterday without Butler in the lineup. Crushes Detroit, man. His numbers against Detroit are fantastic. He's undefeated against Detroit, going over point prop, going over 15 points. He's fantastic, but I'm glad that one hit for everybody. What else? We got Kevin Durant. I got Jokic as my turd, no doubt. How about James Harden? 1 for 10? Was it 1 for 10 from the field or some weird number like that? I had him over 29.5 PRA really, really early in the day. It was really grading out well. And it made me feel like maybe George or Kawhi was going to sit and nobody got ruled out. 3 for 10, 2 for 5 from 3. He went over assists and he went over steals and blocks. He did not go over PRA first half or full game. So he was definitely a turd. Pie-eating turd. JR says turd of the day is the whole Tar Heels team. Yeah, Jokic and Durant, man, that was not pretty. What is going on, Carrie? Good morning. All right, let's move on. Lots of turd talk. So we start off every live stream. What's going on, Divine? Good morning to you. We start off every live stream talking about deaths and turds. Death and turds. That's how we start things off here. Only gets better, I promise you. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some injury news. Let's keep the negativity going here. Talk about some injury news. Look, the injury news is super important. Start your day off. That needs to be part of your research, whether you're getting it from my channel or just wherever you get your source from, your information from, whatever source you have. So injury news right now, we know Mitchell's out, Clarkson's out, Johnny Juzang is out, or is it Johnny Uzang? Luke Kennard, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Trey Lyles, which does bode well for the prospects of Sabonis overs today. Without that backup, maybe we see some extended minutes. I don't know how much more he can do, but you know, it does thin out their front court a little bit. Kobe White is doubtful, Jeremy Grant doubtful, Dean Wade and Vince Williams. So Dean Wade is doubtful, Mitchell's out. So you know, Darius Garland might be a very popular play for everyone. As always, Davis, LeBron James headline questionable list. Larry Markin is questionable. I think he plays today. Gobert is questionable. OG's questionable. Harris, Thibault, Caruso, Anderson, and Monty Morris. So if Kyle Anderson is out today, if he does get ruled out today, and you already have Karl Anthony Towns ruled out and Gobert is ruled out, I mean, there is only so much that Anthony Edwards can do by himself. So maybe someone like Jaden McDaniels or even Mike Conley, as much as that might make you throw up, somebody has to help, right? So that's another reason to really pay attention to injury news, is you can start to identify some value spots before they get put on the board or before the lines get adjusted. And then if you're right, then you locked in some awesome value. Injury news for the day. We're done. All right, boom, moving on. Plays. Let's talk about some NBA plays. So I wanted to do something a little different today. So I know normally we go right into our PrizePicks board and we talk about, you know, certain plays. But I wanted to round up a handful of plays that I like on various pick'em sites that I researched that I like. A few of them are on the cheat sheet, but nonetheless, I wanted to just show you a few plays that you can hopefully still find. So PrizePicks, underdog, jock market, sleeper, wherever you play, try to cover a little bit of everything here. So moving in, so these are just a few plays that I like, that I actually am playing. Well, I don't know about the Halliburton discount on jock market. We can talk about that. We know how bad Halliburton has been, honestly, since the play-in tournament, you know, and then he got hurt and he just has looked just bad. Has not looked like an all-star, in my opinion. Not second half. Second half, he has looked like, I don't know, it's just terrible, like Quentin Grimes or some shit. But Halliburton has a discount promo over on Jock Market, discounting his PRA by 1.5. So a couple other plays on underdog. This Arroz Dose, that's Carrie's. I think that's Carrie's play. I think it was the first time I ever heard this dude's name on a stream or anywhere. But this CS2 play under his headshots. So just looking at some of the other books, there's like a 2 to 2.5 headshot discrepancy when you compare it to some of the other lines. And so it's in a good spot for an under. Coleman Hawkins higher than 8.5 rebounds and assists. We can look this one up on props.cash, and I already did. But his game logs support everything that we like. You know, we want to take an over. We look for certain things. Those check marks were there. All right, a couple for DiVincenzo. So these two are on sleeper. All right. So 2.5 assists on the game. Full game, 2.5 assists for DiVincenzo is in play. Also, first quarter assist at 0.5. That's one you can look at as well. And then I like the over on Anthony Edwards assist over on sleeper at 4.5. That's the only place I'm finding these lines. So I thought I included on sleeper. No PrizePicks plays on this slide because we're going to talk about PrizePicks for the next 30-40 minutes. So we'll handle that. But over on Jock Market, over on underdog, and over on sleeper, these are some plays that I like that I've already put into slips, and you can mix and match these how you want. But I thought these were in good spots. I want to share those with you all before we get into your questions for the day. As we always talk about props.cash, we use props.cash to dig into all our player props here on the stream. So there's my code on the screen. If you want to check it out for yourself, use my code. That'll get you 25% off your first month. If you've never seen props.cash before in your entire life, then stick around. We'll use it in real time. You'll get to see all the tools and how they work. And if you like it after that, you can sign up using my code, save a little money. So let's move on. Let's get this going. Let me pull up the PrizePicks dashboard, and we're going to kick things off over on PrizePicks. Let me make sure I got all of my ducks in a row here. 23 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank y'all so much. Hit the like button on your way in. Means a ton. Helps the channel get bigger every day. Oh, the Dallas game was really good. The Dallas-Denver game was really good. Dame went off yesterday. That was a fun game to watch. Especially took the over on his PRA, points and assists. First half, I took the over on his first quarter PRA on underdog. That was fun. How the hell? Oh yeah. How the hell are they playing in Austin and not in San? So the Spurs are doing some. I don't know. They do this every year where they'll play a couple of games here at the Moody Center in Austin, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's a bigger venue than the AT&T Center or what. But maybe they were doing something in San Antonio on the weekend and they couldn't play a game. But they'll run a couple of games at the Moody Center. So it's still Texas, but just not in San Antonio. Let's see. All right. So we'll start off with this Curry assists, Wiggins PRA for ATM. Let's start off there. Also, I'm sure y'all have seen this already, but just in case, Caitlin Clark has that free square. Now, the issue with this, not really an issue at all. Anytime you get a 0.5 anything, you take it. No, but the only thing with this is that you do have to wait until when do they play? Saturday? TC it says versus TBD. So you do have to wait on this one. This isn't going to be an instant profit. You just put it in a slip. Make sure your other pick is a good one, and just she'll score at least 1 point, and you just got some money waiting on you. So make sure you take advantage of that one. Don't let that one expire on you. All right, let's start off with the first 2 plays that we had in the chat. Also, if you're new to the stream, if you've never been in the chat before, let me know in the chat. Hey, it's my first time here, and I will be sure I get your question. I will bump it up to the top. Make sure I get those questions first as a thank you for checking the stream out. So we got Wiggins over PRA, 17.5. Curry over assist. Curry's now. Curry's assists are in play, but man, his goblin assists look really, really good. Now you will get a nerf on this one. So my best advice would be to try to find a demon prop that you feel is in a good spot. That way it gives you plus money on the goblin, if that makes sense. Because if you play the goblin with just a normal line, it's going to decrease your payout. But if you team it up with a demon, the payout boost will make up the difference of that nerf, and you should still see a nice little increase. But you'll have to play around and figure out which goblin to pair it up with. But we can look at Curry's assist as well. But obviously, if you like his full game assist at 4.5, you like him at 3.5. Just scrolling up. Who'd I miss? Nobody? I think we're good. All right, Maurice. Murray under 13.5 rebounds and assists. Sabonis over 18.5 points. Hartenstein under 10.5 points and assists. Isaiah Stewart over 16.5 points and rebounds. Oh, that fucking guy. I like that. Gotcha. That fucking guy, ATM. All right. I've even looked at Murray. He has been carrying the workload for the Hawks, man. I mean, where would they be without Murray? Even if they lose games, I mean, without him and Trae Young, if Trae Young is out, boy, that team would be the Memphis Grizzlies, basically. I mean, you do have some talent on that team, but you're missing your top 2 stars like that. Oof, that'd be gross. All right, so you like the under on this one? Let's pull one more from your list here. Sabonis over 18.5 points. Where are you seeing that? Oh, is that his was that his goblin? Oh, that's his real line? Why did I think his line was at 20 today? I know his rebounds and assists are at 20.5. Okay. Okay. What's going on? La Liga got games. Good morning. All right, Divine. I see Draymond rebounds and assists. Josh Hart rebounds and assists. Let's do Draymond. And what we can do is we literally got 3 Golden State Warriors in this block of players. Where the fuck are they? Does Draymond not have a rebounds and assist line on PrizePicks? Ladies and gentlemen, Draymond Green's rebounds and assists are not on PrizePicks. Let's I know Josh Hart did have one, unless they pulled that one off the board. 15 and a half. Wasn't it 14 and a half? All right, so we know Draymond is not on PrizePicks for rebounds and assists, but when we look on Underdog, so Draymond on Underdog is 13 and a half rebounds and assists. We'll look it up, and that way at least you can play it on Underdog. I just can't pull it up on the board here because it's not available. All right. Paris Black also likes Josh Hart, but he likes Josh Hart points and rebounds. So we'll look at Josh Hart points and rebounds. We'll look at rebounds and assists. Inc. First quarter rebounds for De'Aaron Fox. I haven't even looked at first quarter props on Sleeper. Has really good first quarter props. If you guys like playing first quarter props, see, sometimes PrizePicks does not have the first quarter tab up. So Underdog, JOCKMKT, and Sleeper and HOTSTREAK all have first quarter props. So don't wait for PrizePicks to put them on the board. Just go look for them because they're out there. So Underdog does not have Fox's rebounds and first quarter rebounds up. We know that PrizePicks doesn't either. Let's see if HOTSTREAK has them up. First quarter. So on HOTSTREAK, you got 1.5 assists first quarter for De'Aaron Fox, 5.5 points, and that's it. Everything else, steals, blocks, turnovers. Where are you seeing his 1.5 rebounds for the first quarter? Let's see. I'm not finding any of that. The new promo on JOCKMKT is Darius Garland, 21.5 points, been knocked down from 22. So we'll look at Garland's points so that way we can see if you want to play it on JOCKMKT. We'll look it up. If you like it at 22, then you'll love it at 21. And then we'll also look at Garland's assists, and then we can knock those out like that. What's going on, Vu? Good morning. Oh, okay. Ink, you're playing on Hard Rock. Okay, cool. We're going to look up a lot of shit in this first round. Since we'll look up some bonus, let's look up Fox first quarter rebounds because we can still look it up on props.cash. We just can't pull it up on the PrizePicks board. So we'll do that. All right, here's what we got. First round player props. We got Wiggins, Curry, over PRA, over assists. Murray, under rebounds and assists. The bonus, over points. Hart, over rebounds and assists. We'll also look at Hart's points and rebounds. We'll look at Garland's points, and we'll also look at his assists, and then we'll look up Fox first quarter rebounds. Like I said, we got a lot going on in this round of player props. All right. Like I said, if you've not seen props.cash before, which I feel most of you have, but if you're new to the stream and you have not used props.cash, don't know what it is, then you're about to find out. All right. So real quick, I do want to show you this Coleman Hawkins 8.5 rebounds and assists that I showed you as a play, as one of my plays. So when you take a look at his rebounds and assists, there are only two books that have this. Okay, so you have DraftKings and then you have Consensus. When you take a look at his last 5 games, he's 100% over his last 5 games, which is fine. That's awesome. He's hooked in here. He's gone over here. Even in games where he doesn't go over, he's pretty damn close, okay? No head-to-head matchup, but this is very difficult to ignore. Even going back to his last 15 games, it's just a lot of consistency for this guy. He's grading out really well. 60% hit rate, I mean, last 30, last 15. On the year, he's averaging 8.8 rebounds and assists. This one is playable on Underdog. I already looked it up. It's not on PrizePicks. So if you need an extra play to put into a slip on Underdog, this one is in a good spot. So I put him in as one of my plays for today on Underdog. All right. Let's go. NBA. We got a lot of NBA plays to dig through. Edward Rodriguez, what is going on? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right, we're starting off in Cleveland. Let's take a look at Garland's points, because again, 21.5 is your discount on Jock Market. All right, so we know that Mitchell is out. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take Mitchell out of the lineup. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look great. We're trying to make a case for it, so we're not on board with any side just yet. So over his last 10 games with Mitchell out, he's gone over this line in just 3 of those games. Has not played Indiana without Mitchell, so no games to look at here. When we take a look at his point projection, it is projected for 19 points. All these odds have it as 22.5, which is the original line. So minus 120, minus 110, minus 123. You see, there is a lot of positivity here in terms of the over at 22.5. So you would assume that at 21.5, the odds would be even greater in terms of liking the over. We just can't really draw a whole lot from what we're seeing here. Last 5 games without Mitchell do look better than the last 10. If we just remove Mitchell and just show what he's done in general, like with Mitchell in, it doesn't matter. 3 out of the last 5 games. So he's more consistent with Mitchell in the lineup. His matchup with Indiana is going to be a faster paced game. It is a road game for the Cavs. So I don't think we need to worry about, hopefully, no blowout here, but I think the 21.5 is in play. I wasn't even looking at it at 22, but at 21, it is worth considering. Let's take a look at his assist at 6.5, I think was the line. All right, so last 10 games played, last 5. And then if you want to see what that looks like without Mitchell. So his assists do look really good without Mitchell. They actually do get better. So you would think that without Mitchell, he would have to take on more of a scoring role. I think certain games he will, but his assists seem to be consistent without Mitchell. Last 5, last 10. That looks great. Take Mitchell out. So slightly better without Mitchell. In terms of the odds, yeah, you got DraftKings and FanDuel to just hate this. They just hate it. They don't want any over. Nothing to do with the over. Caesar slightly slightly in favor of the over. BetMGM points bet. You're not getting the best odds on this one, to be honest. So I can't really figure it out because his points aren't projected high, neither are his assists. So it's like, what is he going to be doing? You know, the matchup again. The matchup is fast paced, a lot of scoring. They give up a lot of points. He'll have the ball in his hand a lot this game. I would take a stab at the 21.5 on Jock Market, and then my next play, I guess, could be his assist. All right, moving on. Who else were we looking at? All right, so Anthony Edwards assist. So you're not going to find this on PrizePicks. 4.5, okay? It's on Sleeper. Minus 140 to go over. It is pretty unanimous across the board These odds are ridiculously good. I don't understand why it's still on Sleeper at that number, but it is. Head-to-head games versus the Utah Jazz. 2 games this season he's gone over. One at the beginning of the year and one just, 3 days ago? Those odds are really difficult to ignore. Found that on Sleeper. I thought that was a good play. All right. So we can talk about Draymond. We could talk about Steph, Wiggins, and DiVincenzo all in the same game. And Josh Hart, right? Josh Hart was in there too. All right. So let's look at... Let me pull up the DiVincenzo assist line real quick. So 2.5 assists is his line. 4 out of his last 5 games, he's gone over this. 70% of his last 10. Last time they played, he only got you 2 assists. It was about a month ago. No, about 3 weeks ago. He is projected for 3 assists today. When you look at the odds, FanDuel is the only book that's giving you those like split odds. DraftKings likes the over. Caesars as well, BetMGM and PointsBet. PointsBet a little bit more balanced in terms of the juice to the under, but you have 3 books with sub 110 to the under. And then you talk about his first quarter assist. He's literally gone over this, and he's literally gone over this in 9 out of his last 10. So yeah, if you want to play his 0.5 first quarter assist on Sleeper, I think that one's in a good spot. Speaking of assists, let's talk about Steph Curry's assists. Those are at 4.5 on PrizePicks. We also like the over on his 3.5 Goblin. So 60% in both his last 5 and 10 games. Head-to-head games with the Knicks. That last game, he didn't get any assist. Yeah, that was a game where he was just too busy dropping threes. Anyway, his assists are in good spot. I thought maybe with the addition of Chris Paul back, that would hurt. You know, all this fluctuation in the lineup, it just messes with the usage rates. But for the most part, he's pretty consistent. All right, 60% hit rate. Games at home, if you want to just take a look at that. Last 10 games at home, pretty strong rate. Projected for 4.25, so not projected for 5 is what you need him at today. That does get you over his Goblin, but we can take a look at his odds. So odds are not looking the best for this one. More juice to the under on all of these. If that gives you any doubt, then I would go with his Goblin assist at 3.5 and play that one. New York is a top 10 team in the league at allowing assists, so they're not allowing very many. It's only 25 per game. And you're not asking Curry to get you 26, but they are pretty good at limiting that. I still don't mind it at 4.5. Let's look at Draymond's rebounds and assists. Now, this one is on Underdog at 13.5. It's not on PrizePicks. So, whoa. 25 against LA. Jeez. So his numbers against the Knicks, he does have 1 game this season. He got you 16 in his last 10 games, 50% hit rate. In his last 5, he's gotten you 15.6 on the average, but 40% hit rate. So not the best hit rate, just good averages for him. We already talked about New York's defense being a little stingy. He is projected for 14.36. You like that. And then in terms of the odds, so PointsBet is seeing it kind of split. Caesars likes the over. DraftKings likes the over. FanDuel, BetMGM, and PointsBet are all kind of just like 50-50 coin flip here. Caesars and DraftKings like the over the most. Draymond at home, if that means anything to you. 2 out of his last 5 and 5 out of his last 10. Unfilter that. Same percentage in terms of hit rate. All right. Wiggins, PRA. So Wiggins' points earlier today were at 10.5 or 11.5. Whatever it was in play. And now I think it's bumped up to 12.5. But let's look at his PRA. And that's sitting at 17.5 over on PrizePicks, which is pretty low. 4 straight games of 18 plus. Only 2 games. He looks good. I mean, he's looked really good. At least the last handful of games. On the year, he's averaging 19 PRA, so he's not playing too far above that, which is good. It's pretty consistent. His projection today is 18. That's like right there. I mean, they're not giving him any extra, but that's all he needs is 18 PRA to get the over here. PointsBet is split. DraftKings is split. Caesars, BetMGM, they both like the over, but there is some juice to the under here as well. So it's not a clean over. This one is strong. I don't know how many Warriors you want to play today with this game. I don't know how fast paced it'll be, but I think Andrew Wiggins is in a good spot. And I don't think the lines are really catching up to what he's been doing lately. So I think there is still some value with him. All right, Wiggins, Curry. We talked about DiVincenzo. Let's talk about Josh Hart. Let's talk about Josh Hart rebounds and assists, and then we'll talk about Josh Hart points and rebounds. So let's take a look at his rebounds and assists today. They are sitting at 15.5 on PrizePicks. You're getting 15.5 all over on every book. The odds here, PointsBet and FanDuel have them split. DraftKings, Caesars, and BetMGM all like the over on this one with very little juice to the under. So it's more of a unanimous over here with these 3 books. Even though his projection is not grading out all that well. The last game they played, he had 25. So he had 25, and then what did Draymond have again? 16. Holy shit. Just between those guys, 40 rebounds and assists between those 2 guys. All right, over his last 10. Well, he really bounced back right after that game against Philly. 29 against Philly the next game, and then 17 and 16. He's following it up with really strong numbers here. Obviously, the 20 plus are games that aren't going to happen all that often. But man, for the most part, I mean, 15, 14, he's well over double digits in every single one of these games. 60%, 50%. Even over his last 15 games, he's averaging 16.5. That little dud really brought down the average, but man, he's hooking it in a lot of these games, but it's really difficult to ignore that production. Projection doesn't look the greatest. That's fine, but his odds are in favor of the over on DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, PointsBet, and FanDuel. Both of them have him split. So that one looks strong. Let's take a look at his PR. 24. I should probably figure that out before I start breaking it down. His PR is 22.5. Okay, cool. 22.5. So he hooked it in 3 games. He's living right there at that line. Last 5 games, 2 out of 5. Last 10 games, 6 out of 10. Obviously, you would assume he goes over that line against Golden State the last time when you saw those rebounds and assists. I mean, those are crazy. Incredible. Now his odds today, or excuse me, his projection is 24, so that's over 22.5. His odds, not the best. BetMGM has it at 21.5. If you can play it on BetMGM, play it there. PointsBet even, FanDuel even, DraftKings slight. I mean, more juice to the under, and then Caesars. I think because he doesn't. Well, I can't even say that. I thought maybe his points were going to be down a little bit, but he's pretty consistent. He's giving you double-digit points. He's giving you double-digit everything else. So I don't know. His rebounds and assists look really, really good. He can make an impact on the game without scoring a point, and I think that's why I like the rebounds and assists over PR. He can have a terrible shooting night and still get you 16 rebounds and assists and still have a decent overall night. I like his rebounds and assists over his PR, though. All right. 2 players from this game. We're going to look up Sabonis' points at 18.5 on PrizePicks, 19.5 on FanDuel and PointsBet, but DraftKings likes the over. Caesars likes the over a lot, and BetMGM likes the over at 18.5. He's gone over this in 4 out of his last 5 out of his last 10. Last time he played Memphis, he went for 20. Game before that, he goes for 13. 22.29 is his projection today. I like him today, and I know it's against the Memphis Grizzlies, but with Bane back in the lineup, I'd assume this game stays a bit more competitive. They put up more of a fight. Triple J's healthy, Bane's healthy. With those 2 guys, you have a pretty decent team. You really do. So I would expect them to play a little harder this game, which would help Sabonis stay on the floor more. And as long as he's out there, he can do Sabonis things. So yeah, I like his points at 18.5, especially when you see them at 19.5 in other places. That's going to get bumped up. All right, De'Aaron Fox rebounds first quarter sitting at 0.5, I think it was, or what, 1.5? Yeah, 0.5 is too low. 1.5, right, is his rebound number. All right, so is this correct? His last 5, he's got it in 5 straight games. Last 10. I just want to scroll back up and see. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at the right one, Ink. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. 1.5 rebounds first quarter. 5 straight games. 5 straight games of 2 or more. 70% in his last 10. Didn't get it done against Memphis the last 2 games. He is projected for 6. That one looks really good. That one looks like a fun play. Yeah. That one looks like a fun play. I mean, Memphis is giving up a ton of rebounds per game, bottom of the league in rebounds allowed per game. I like it. First quarter props are a little scary, but here's the thing. When you take first quarter props, I think the biggest plus you're looking for is first quarter minutes. Like, and just make sure that player is getting run. Like, you don't want to pick a first quarter prop for a player and they're getting you 4 or 5 minutes a game. Like, De'Aaron Fox is not playing the full first quarter, but he's basically averaging 10 minutes. So you got to ask yourself, can he get me 2 rebounds in 10 minutes? He's competing with Sabonis, and they're on the floor together at the same time in the first quarter. But he's at least giving you 10 minutes a quarter. That's I mean, damn. If you can't get it done in 10 minutes, man, probably weren't going to get it done in 12. But I like it at 1.5. All right. Man, we went through a lot. All right. So Wiggins, we like the over. Curry's assists, like I said, 3.5 looked great. The 4.5, the odds were not agreeing with the game logs. You can definitely look at the Goblin on that one, but we'll leave the over because 4.5, we've seen it bumped up to 5.5. I still think we're getting a nice line here for Curry. Oh, we didn't look up Murray. Let's go back. Shit. All right, DeJounte Murray under his 13.5 rebounds and assists. How many minutes did he play last night? That game looked like it was over at halftime, and I'm really surprised that the Clippers got it back within 10. He played 34 minutes, so he didn't play. That's not a lot. Like some of these games, he's playing 40 minutes. He should be fine for a back-to-back today. They don't have to travel. Shit, they just go back to the hotel and they wake up and go right back to the arena. So back-to-back for Murray. 14. That is a pretty high number. You are getting even odds over on FanDuel. DraftKings under, Caesars under, BetMGM under, PointsBet under. He is projected for 13.32, so you would round it down. So that's 13. This one looks like a solid play. Murray on 0 days rest. So back-to-back games for Murray this year. 2 games over out of 10 games played back-to-back this season. So not the best hit rate. Let's see if we can get a little bit more granular with the shit and take Trae Young out. So 3 games played. You got to go back to last season. So maybe you don't want to, but at least 1 game this year on a back-to-back without Trae Young, he got you 13 rebounds and assists. I think a lot of that information supports the under for DeJounte Murray. 13.5 is a pretty high number. I wouldn't be surprised if that one got bumped down to 13. All right. We went through how many? Like 10 player props in that round. 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. Actually, I gotta be honest with you. That 22.5. The 22.5 for Garland, I don't like it. The 21 was fine, but I just didn't like what I saw. I don't think there's a lot there to support him getting 23 points. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it at 22. I'm just gonna stay away from it. All right, let's clear this out. And let's get it back up again. That's what she said. Hope everybody's doing well. We got 41 viewers on the stream. Damn, that's awesome. Thank y'all so much for being here. Appreciate it. Hit the like button on your way in. It means a ton. Let's clear out the screen here. And I tell you what, before we get into our next round of player props, something I've been trying to do more of within the stream, just to give you guys more insight, is just sharing a bit of the Odd Shopper content. So definitely not a promo, not trying to sell you shit, trying to show you what some other people in the industry are liking. So if these correlate and line up with what you are thinking, right, makes you feel good. Maybe you see some plays that you didn't even think of, and now you're like, oh, let me go look at those. So Curry under 26.5 points, Ayton under rebounds, Allen over rebounds, Jaren Jackson under rebounds, Murray over points, Caruso under points, Ayton under rebounds. So it's the second time we've seen Ayton on this list, and then Cade under assist. Just people's opinions in the industry. You can look at those. You can poo-poo them. or you can look into them. But it doesn't hurt to see what other people are playing, honestly. In terms of optimizers and seeing what plays are grading out the best on PrizePicks, I'll show you a handful of those. So DeJounte Murray under his assists. Now this correlates with his rebounds and assists. If you want the under on his rebounds and assists, then you might like the under on his assists. There's Caruso under his points. He is questionable today, so either he's not 100% or he gets ruled out. Jackson under rebounds. Take a look at Jackson's rebound totals. You may be surprised as to what his outputs are for a big. George Niang under points here. You got Edwards under his rebounds. You got a lot of plays here. There's Jimmy Butler under his 33.5 PRA. A lot of plays here. Just to give you a little bit of insight. All right, let's go back to PrizePicks and let's fire it up again. Round number 2, we left off. We got Fox here. We talked about Josh Hart's points and rebounds for Paris. Andrew Nembhard on his trays needs only 1. Where are you playing? You playing that on Hard Rock? Yeah, they only got his demons at 1.5. Got Garland's assists, Draymond rebounds and assists, Josh Hart rebounds and assists. We covered that. Sabonis RA. We'll come back to Sabonis here. What's going on, Vu? Did I say what's up? Good morning. Let's see. D'Lo over points or PRA? D'Lo over points or PRA? 17 points. Man, his last game was it the Sacramento game I was thinking about. I like his points against Atlanta. I like his points against Atlanta. I haven't even looked at any data yet, but just knowing what Atlanta does give up per game and how generous their defense is, like right off the bat, I think his points are good. Yeah, heads up, Desmond Bane is back. One game he's already been back, so he put up 22 against OKC. I don't know if you want to say Sacramento's an easy matchup. I think it's a less of a easier matchup than OKC. So I expect him to come out and keep scoring. Let's see. I got DiVincenzo and Kuminga first quarter assists. Golden State over 108.5. Same game parlay. Nice. Carrie is asking about Isaiah Hartenstein under PA, and then Trey Michael Moten under points. So let's look up Hartenstein under his 11.5. No, what was it? PA. $10. And then Moten under 14.5 points. I like digging up college basketball props. You don't have as many books sometimes that have the lines up, but some of these are really, really good lines. Like, just not well represented. Like, the lines are sometimes way off. George Niang under 11 or over 11.5 points or 6.5 points looks nice. George Niang without Donovan Mitchell. We can definitely look up what that is without Mitchell. What's up, Damian? Damian on a hot streak. Damian posted all his winning slips from the weekend in the Discord. I thought it was all his winning slips from the year. I was like, what? How many is that shit? He's on a roll, man. So Divine says last time they played the Warriors, he shot terrible. Josh Hart should score today. It's a bonus RA. 20, 21, 22 been bumped up. What's up, G-Mac? Good morning. Yo. All right. Can you look up Miles Turner points for DraftKings on OddsShopper? Yeah, I can do that. There goes that Butler play. Oh, yeah, vote under Butler 33.5. Got bumped down to 32.5. And then his first half PRA also, I'm sure that got bumped down, but his first half PRA was standing out to me because it was at 17 and his PRA was at 33.5, which he needs 34 to get, but he needs 18 to go over 17. So that was way too high for first half. Now they're even. Now this is a little bit more even for Jimmy Butler. All right, we got Russell Hartenstein, Michael Moten, George Niang, Domantas Sabonis. Let's look up Miles Turner points. Let's see what's popping on OddsShopper. All right, let's do Pick'em table. And let's find his points. All right, so when we drop this down, here are all the books that you can play his points. So at 16.5, I just want to make sure that is the actual line on PrizePicks, though. It should be. Yeah. So these are all the pick'em sites. These are all the books where you can find the 16.5. There's PrizePicks right there, minus 118. DraftKings has it at plus 100 to go over. Let's see what it looks like for the under. So there's PrizePicks right here, under 16.5. Pinnacle has it at minus 130 to go under. That's a strong line. Sleeper at minus 145 to go under. DraftKings minus 130 to go under 16.5. So you have DraftKings minus 130 to go under 16.5 Miles Turner points, and then you have DraftKings plus 100 at 16.5 for Miles Turner. And we can actually add him to the group, and we can just dig into some game logs too. All right, so we have Russell, Hartenstein, Niang, Sabonis, Turner. Who can we look up in the same game? Turner and Niang. And everybody else is ISO. All right, let's head back to props.cash for our second round of player props. Let's look up the Let's look up the college basketball prop. Grambling versus Montana State. We're looking at the under on his points. His points, Tremichael Moten, is 14.5. You're seeing it at 13.5. At 13.5, it's getting really good odds to go over here. He is projected for just 13. At 14.5 points, this is way over on PrizePicks. They are giving you a much higher line. He has gone over 13.5 in these games, but watch what happens when we bump this shit up by 1. Boom. So it goes from what, a 70% hit rate, 60% hit rate to a 30. That 1 point makes a huge difference. Again, 13.5, 60% over his last 5, or excuse me, over his last 10, 80% over his last 5. I mean, that's David Blaine shit. Like, oh, I'm going to make your average disappear. Boom. Now you're at 30%. So at 14.5 points, it's looking like a very strong under. That one looks pretty solid. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes you don't see a lot of books for college basketball props. But we're getting a lot of good data here to support an under. All right, there's only 14 more minutes. If you want to play the Darius Garland discount on Jock Market, they only run for about an hour. So this one is almost done. 13 minutes and 45 seconds left. All right, let's take a look at Miles Turner points. So we saw it on DraftKings, minus 130 to the under. We saw it plus 100 to the over. We can actually pull up DraftKings here. So you can see the DraftKings odds on props.cash match what you saw on Odd Shopper. 3 games where he's gone over 16.5. So he needs 17. He's done it in 3 games out of his last 10, 2 out of his last 5, 30 and 40% hit rate. Numbers against Cleveland, a bit better. His only game this season was in November. He got the over. He damn near double his line. Projected for just 16 points, which honestly is pretty even. You know, on the season, he's averaging 17.3 points. He's projected for 16. That's not too far off from a season average. And then you can see all the odds here. So all these odds correlate. 15.5 is on PointsBet. 16, 16.5. All these have the under. Yeah, so that one looks like the under is in play for Miles Turner. All right, we looked up Moten. We looked up Turner. Let's look up Niang on the other side without Donovan Mitchell. So at 11.5 PointsBet and BetMGM like the under on this one. If you can find this, DraftKings, FanDuel, and Caesars has this at 10.5. He is projected for 10.65, so you would round it up to 11. I swear to God, I picked him on this game and I picked him in this game. I swear the games that I've picked him, he has not gotten this shit done. But 80% in his last 5 games, 50% in his last 10 games. Games against the Pacers, he has 1 game, 2 games this season. Wasn't this game as a 76er? Or no, was it always as a Cavalier? It doesn't matter. He's gone over in just one of these games this year. Look for it at 10.5. Play it at 10.5. If you have to play it on PrizePicks, the under is getting a lot of juice. Let's quickly see what it looks like if you take out Mitchell. So in games played this season without Mitchell, all of these games are this season. So he has 4 games going over, although the last 5 games have looked a lot better. He either doesn't score 10 points or he's going for 15. That's his thing. He's going to get you 9 or less, or he's going to get you 13 or more. There is no middle ground with this shit. All right. Niang done. Turner done. Moten done. Let's look at Russell, Hartenstein, and Sabonis's rebounds and assists. Let's skip to Sabonis rebounds and assists real quick. I think this one will be a pretty quick breakdown. He's at 22 right now on PrizePicks. Was at 21.5. That was your best line. I mean, at 21.5, you were seeing these fantastic odds for him. He's at 22 on JOCKMKT as well. So 22 is still under 22.5. These lines at 22.5 are not terrible. 115, 111. They're just kind of like in the middle, right? But at 22, you'll see it shift more to the over, not minus 140, but you'll still see more positive odds for the over here. Numbers against numbers against Milwaukee. Numbers against his last 5 teams, 3 out of 5 games. Over his last 10 games, 70% hit rate. Against Memphis, 2 games this season, 2 overs this season. 64 total rebounds and assists for Domantas Sabonis. Projected for 22. So he's projected for the push. Find it at 21.5. And then play it there. If you have to play it on PrizePicks, play the over. My rule of thumb is always either you play the over on this guy or you just don't play it at all, because he is one of the toughest sweats. He's one of the toughest sweats. He can flip the switch and have 3 fouls in the first quarter and then finish the first half with 16 rebounds and assists. I don't know what shit he's drinking before the game, but it's working. All right, let's look at D'Angelo Russell points against the Hawks, and then we'll look at Hartenstein. Man, this wind is blowing. I got my window open. I got these stupid vertical blinds, and they're just like, wind is like blowing them all over the damn place. 19 points is his projection today. So I said I haven't even looked at this prop, but the points, because Atlanta gives up this every game, 121 points. The odds for his points, not the best odds, okay? So we remember this, right? When he was on fire, but then there's also these kind of games where he doesn't do anything. And they always get like sandwiched in between these bigger performances, so we forget about them, but these things happen. The biggest plus he has is the fact that he gets to play Atlanta, and they're our fast team, and they give up a lot of points. The odds don't look all that great, to be honest. Projections do look good. I guess the next best line for him would be his points and rebounds. I mean, that's only because they're so close to his points. And if you see him getting you 19 points, he should be able to go over his points and rebounds by another 2. Odds are slightly better for this one, but not all that great. If you play this one, it would just be based off matchup, because the matchup is offering him a lot of opportunities to score. First half points for Russell will look like that. More times than not, he's going over first half points. If you can find it at 9.5, it's in play. Probably going to get bumped up to 10 though, if it hasn't already. But even at 10, he has 3, 4, 5 games where he's gone over. His first half might be to play. That might be to play. Let's look at Hartenstein. Under 10.5 points and assists. Projected for 8.93, so you would round it up to 9. You are getting really shitty odds. Caesars under 137, 150. BetMGM is giving you the over on this one at -140, but DraftKings is liking the under at -135. So does support the under. That's not his full game. That would be bad, right? If that was his full game line, that's his first half. He's gone over this in 2 of his last 10, 1 in his last 5. So you got bad odds, bad game logs. Has not performed well against the Warriors. 1 game this year, he's gone under. All right, so George Niang's points just got bumped down to 10.5. I don't know. If you liked his points at 11.5, then you should play this right now. If you were on his points at 11.5, then you should take the over on his points at 10.5, because you already liked it for reasons, right? Those are your reasons. Now you're getting an extra reason to like it. Lock it in. You got 5 minutes to cancel your slip. Cancel it within 5 minutes. But I can't see you hating it at 10.5. I don't see any movement on the injury news that would make this bump down. None. I don't see any extra name being added to the report. I don't know why I got bumped down. Maybe because it's George Niang. All right. I gotta be honest here. Look, we talked about Russell's points at 9.5, and I liked it at 9.5. They're at 9 on PrizePicks. I like his first half points. All right, so we got Hartenstein under, Moten under, Sabonis over. Look for it at 21.5 first. We like the under on Turner's points. We like the over on Niang's points, right? I'm gonna make it an over because it got bumped down, and then Russell's first half. You can also play his full game points if you want, but what I saw with his full game versus first half, it was just a little bit more to like with the first half data. All right, we'll clear that out. Dude, I know we've only gone through 2 rounds of player props, but I think we've covered like way over 25 player props. Let's see. Brunson assist. Brunson assist, and then Carey likes the Goblin play for Cade over on points. Let me just make sure I didn't miss too much. We talked about Sabonis PR. We didn't talk about Kuminga's demon points. Let's look at Desmond Bane points. Let's look at Desmond Bane points. Unless they've been bumped, that's first half. Been bumped up to 22.5. If you played this at 21.5, that was your best line. Cade Cunningham, Goblin, 14.5. Who else? Brunson assist. Brunson's assists at 6. They are steady at 6.5. It's because Josh Hart is pulling some of that away from him, even though Brunson is still going over, but it's still that presence there. I think that's what's suppressing his line, which is great because it's still 6.5 is kind of low. Kuminga, I saw the Kuminga demon points at 19.5. So if you ran a goblin demon, if you ran a goblin demon slip, so it nerfs your payout, right, to 4x, and your typical payout for a 4-pick flex is 5x, I think. But the power play is not bad, but you got to get them all right. Vu says, I took Trey under. Oh, Trey Michael? I thought you were talking about Trey Young at first. I was like, I didn't even know he was playing today. Shit. Maybe I need to check the damn injury report. All right, so let's look up these real quick. We got Bane points. We'll look at it anyway, though it's been bumped up. We got Cade Cunningham over Goblin. Brunson over assists. We'll take a look at the Kuminga demon points. And then that might do it. That might do it for today. So we're already in this New York game. Let's go ahead and pull up Jalen Brunson. Assists. So projected for just 5.5 assists, which seems like a very low projection. Man, but he is getting really bad odds. -120, -140, -133. Holy shit. These are really bad odds. Against the Golden State Warriors, I mean, 1 game this season, but 0 for 3 overall. 2 assists versus Sacramento, 4 assists versus Portland. Philly, he got back-to-back games, then 3 straight games, and then 3 straight games. Man, it is just like a mixed bag with this guy. Oof. Golden State doing a good job at preventing a ton of assists. They're like middle of the road. Damn, I don't know about this one. I was expecting to see a bit more support for the over, but we are just not seeing that at all for this line. I mean, they got him going for 30 points. So if he is not facilitating today, who is? Hart? Projected for just 4 assists. OG? 2 assists. DiVincenzo. I mean, it looks as a whole, as a team, like that the Knicks are not projected for a ton of assists as a team. That's a little surprising. I don't know what to tell you about this one. This one I was expecting to see a bit more information for the over for Brunson, but that one was looking like the unders in play for his 6.5 assists, which again is really low if you think about what he's been able to do over the course of the year. Let's look at Jonathan Kuminga's demon points. He's gone over this in 6 straight games. 10 straight games, or excuse me, 10 out of 11 games is what I was trying to say. His demon line is only 19.5 points. He's obviously cleared this in every single one of these games. His projection is 19.09. He needs 20 points. So your question is, can he score you 20 points? You're not seeing heavy juice to the over, to the point where you would think, okay, yeah, he's gonna score 20. I mean, these are pretty good odds, but they're not like 160, 170. And then at 18.5, you're getting heavy juice to the under. Demon props will never give you positive odds, so that's just the way it's gonna be. Kuminga is listed as a power forward. I don't know. He's more of a wing, right? Okay, so power forwards versus the Knicks. You have Chris Murray going over, Paul Reed going over twice, Isaac, who hasn't played basketball in like 7 years, he goes over, Moncaero goes over, Sadiq Bey goes over, Jalen Johnson goes over, Kuminga goes over, right? There he is. I got to be honest with you. This one doesn't look terrible for a demon play. It's super risky. I just realized that I didn't have my screen updated. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. This is what we're looking at here. For his regular points. We're looking at 19.5 for Demon. He's obviously gone over this except for these 2 games, but for the most part, he's gone over 20. And then this is what I was just seeing here. All these power forwards have gone over their point prop against the Knicks, which Kuminga is a part of that. He went for 25 against them a few weeks ago. I don't hate that demon line. I really don't. I think that's in play. I think you got to be smart with the second pick. If you put it in the flex, there's a good chance of him hitting this, and you're going to get the payout boost because of that increase. Really quick, let me just recap the Brunson assists because I don't think my screen was showing. So what I was looking at with his assists is just a lot of negative odds across the board. No book likes the over on his assists today. His projections are not grading out well either. And if we look at the Knicks team, Anunoby, Hart, DiVincenzo, they don't look as a team to be dishing out a bunch of assists today. I don't know why that's grading out like that. 2 for OG, 4 for Josh Hart, 5 for Brunson. It's not a lot. I like the Kuminga Demon though. That looks like that shit looks like a fun sweat. Let's look up Cade and let's look up Desmond Bane. So let's go down to this game here. Let's look up Desmond Bane, whose points have been bumped up from 21.5 to 22.5. He is projected for 21.35. Now, one thing I like about this play is that he did go for 22 points against the Thunder. That's a very good team. First game back. It's his first game back in what, 2 months, and that's a rusty Desmond Bane. So now he has 1 game under his belt. He gets to play the Sacramento Kings. Bit of a, different matchup for him. I think 23, 24 points are definitely in play for him. This is not Desmond Bane coming back and he's normal role. This is Desmond Bane as the top guy on this team right now without Ja. Reeves goes for 28. Jalen Green goes for 19. Vassell goes for 30. 23 for Malachi Branham. 18 for Reeves. 37 for Kobe White. This isn't exactly a who's who of shooting guards here. These are good players, but I mean, are we like, what are these, like future Hall of Famers? No, they're guys. So Desmond Bane's in a good spot. I like his points at 22.5. If you got it at 21.5, that's the best line. That's awesome. Let's take a look at Cade's points at 14.5 for his Goblin. He's projected for 23.65, first of all. So 14.5, that's a lock. When you look at these game logs, it's not a lock. I shouldn't say that. It looks better than 20, right? So he's gone over that in all these games except for 4. Tough matchup for the Pistons against the Celtics, but he did throw 31 on their ass the last time they played. Also, Celtics coming off a back-to-back. Starters did rest a good deal. I don't think they played the fourth quarter at all. So those guys should be rested. I would not be surprised. If Tatum sat out today. They've already clinched a playoff spot. They're the #1 seed in the East. I don't think anybody's taking that from them. Now they're in a position where they can just start resting players. There are 14 games left in the regular season. I would not be surprised if we see people sit today. That would allow the Pistons to probably keep it close enough for Cade to get 15 points. I think 24.5 points, the demon line for him is a little high, but if you wanted to play it, probably, this is a pretty good opportunity. On paper, it doesn't look great, but just got to know the situation, know the team status. It's a better situation, better game environment than you would think. Block shots for Cade Cunningham. His demon block shot is at 0.5. So that is his normal line. So the odds are so incredibly bad for his demon block shots that PrizePicks went ahead and just made this for his normal line, they just made it a demon, which is great because if you're going to play a line that hasn't really been bumped up and they're going to give you a payout increase for it anyway, you would just play it with the higher payout than you would at a normal payout. So he doesn't get very many blocks. Against the Celtics, he does. On the year, he's averaging 0.4 blocks a game, which is not very many. He just needs 1. You could definitely throw a dart on this one if you wanted to. Throw it in a flex. Throw that and if you threw, let's take his goblin points out and let's put his demon blocks in there. So your payout for a 4 pig power increases from 10x to 13.5. And then your payout for a 4 pick flex increases from a 5x to a 9x. You would need to get 3 out of 4 right to get anything back. You would get your entry fee plus 50%. That's what I wanted to do. So scratch what I just said because we had his goblin in there. So we weren't getting the correct numbers. I'm just going to throw any player prop in there. So with 2 demons and a 4 pick flex, your 4 pick power goes from 10x to 20x. So that's a hell of a jump. You got to get them all right. Your 4 pick flex goes from a 5x to a 13x. That is a hell of a jump. You have to get 3 right to get anything back. That remains the same. But if you really feel like this is in play for Kuminga and Cade Cunningham is going to continue his success against the Celtics and get you 1 block, you don't even have to play Desmond Bane or Garland. You can throw any other 2 in there that you want. But for the time being, this is what we got. That's a nice little payout boost. So, all right, let's. I'm gonna leave those in there. Take Garland out. I'm going to leave those in there and I'll screenshot those and throw them in the stream or in the Discord. All right. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, Any other player prop questions that y'all have before we get out of here? An hour and 30 minutes into the stream, we've gone over, I don't know, 30 player props, quite a few. Let's link up. PrizePicks is no longer in your state. Underdog left, whatever the situation is. So many other pick'em sites out there for you to try out. So many sports books for you to try out. I have a link for pretty much all of them. So BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, Bet365. DraftKings got a little better, honestly, because with the new edition of that Pick6, it's basically what you do on PrizePicks, except you're getting better lines because those lines are hella juiced up. Play a lot of unders on DraftKings. And then also pick'em sites. JOCKMKT, HOTSTREAK, Sleeper, whatever. Promo codes, these are great to take advantage of. Bonus bets, promo funds, all this stuff. Take advantage of it as often as you can. North Carolina residents get an extra $250. Same thing on FanDuel. They are just giving away money. Is it money that you can just withdraw? No, you can't do that shit because nobody would do that. They would go broke. But they're giving you free things, and you can use that to win money that you can withdraw and do stuff with. So consider these, all these links, all the information is in my stream description. So you don't have to just screenshot this. You can just take a look at my description. I got a lot of codes in there, a lot of promo information in there. All right. Any other plays for PrizePicks underdog? If you're new to the stream or if you are just joining us, we are about to leave. My apologies. However, let me just show you. Let me just show you a few plays that I talked about earlier in the stream. My plays that I like on various pick'em sites. So the Halliburton play is no longer up on JOCKMKT. That was about an hour ago. Your new discount on JOCKMKT is McNeely over 14 points and rebounds. University of Virginia guard. But at the time, you had the Halliburton play up. Aros Dose under his headshots for over on Underdog. It's a 2.5 headshot discrepancy against the other books and pick'em sites. Coleman Hawkins over his 8.5 rebounds and assists. DiVincenzo over full game assist and first quarter assist. And then Anthony Edwards over his 4.5 assist. So those are all in play. I like these. I included most of these on my cheat sheet this morning before the stream started. So that's what we talked about before we got into the Q&A for PrizePicks. So if that is all the props, all the questions, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. And pull that up real quick. Yeah. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for today's stream. We went over roughly 30 player props in today's stream, which is pretty typical. Your plays, my plays, turds of the day. Covered a lot. Injury news. Make sure your eyes are open for new injury news. Remember, I think we have some movement in Boston today. I think we see players sit against the Pistons. Make sure you keep your eyes open for that. It can open up a lot of value for Boston and also a lot of upside for the Pistons. All right. If you lasted this long, I hope that you have gotten something from this stream. Consider subbing up to the channel. Definitely hit the like button on your way out. Consider sharing the channel with somebody you know. And we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. for another player prop talk. As I always say, I hope all your player props respect the damn coin. I wish you all the best of luck. I'll let the beat roll for a little bit, but we'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Taco Tuesday. We'll have some tacos to go over. Hopefully, we have some winning slips to celebrate in the chat tomorrow. Minimal turds, maximum profit in tomorrow's live stream. Once again, hope all of y'all have a great day. I wish you all the best of luck. And until tomorrow's NBA Player Talk live stream, Chavez is out.